All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I am Jaima Shute. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder and editor of Ring Around the Rosies. I am also a wife and a mom to a precious 3.5-year-old that you see there. I'm a business mentor and writer as well. And tonight I just want to share with you a couple of tips for surviving the holidays. This is a very busy season, so I want to share you my tips for doing that while maintaining health and balance. Um, wow, their attendee list is just growing and growing, so thank you so much for being here tonight. Before I get really started, I just want to go over a couple of housekeeping things. On the right, you will see your display panel. Everybody is muted just for your own convenience and for ours as well. If you do have questions or whatever, just feel free to answer them or ask them right there in the question box, and I will try my best to go through them at the end if we have time. Go ahead before we get started and grab a pen and paper if you haven't already. Okay. Wow, again, there's so many people on. So as I'm sure everybody is well aware, the holidays are coming, and it's a very busy time. There's lots of parties and distractions and other things going on, but it's also a wonderful time of year with friends and family. It's actually one of my very favorite times of year, but sometimes that can come with a little bit of stress as well. So let's face it, the holidays, whether you celebrate or not, I'm assuming if you're here you probably do, it should be a chance for everyone to slow down. Summer's over, the days are shorter. Theoretically, we should be able to slow down a little bit and savor time with family and truly to create lasting memories for our children and our other loved ones. But for most of us, it's a race against the clock to make sure the gifts are bought, the cookies are baked, all the party invitations are sent, that everything's perfect for Christmas morning, and we still, truth be told, want to be able to kick back and cuddle up by the fire, maybe watch some Christmas movies, or just truly veg out for a minute and enjoy the season. So tonight I want to share with you a couple of tips of how we can meet in the middle, how we can do all that while still creating balance, while maintaining our health and our sanity. And so if meeting in the middle sounds good to you, then stick with me till the very end. I know that your time is valuable. Chances are, since you're here tonight, you're already stressing about the holidays. And I am as well, and you're stressed about the time that you don't really have available. So very quickly tonight, because I do know I value your time and you're all busy, I'll share my tips with you tonight. So let's get started. All right. The very first thing you need to do is plan and get organized. Write down all the things that you have to get done and all the things that you would like to get done, from the normal duties like cleaning the house and meal planning and all that stuff to the fun things like decorating and the parties that you will be hosting or attending. I recommend sitting down with your spouse. Sit down with your spouse or family or whoever you have and truly talk together about what's important and what you'd like to make a priority this year. You know, would you like to, attend the Christmas tree lighting in town or visit a nursing home or maybe just at-home traditions that count down the Advent? Whatever your traditions or schedule look like, I really encourage you to sit down together and figure those things out. And it doesn't have to be a fancy anything. A lot of people are making Christmas binders, and on my blog later I'll be sharing my own Christmas binder and those sort of things, because my family does have a lot of traditions that I want to keep on and just save our meal plan for year to year and have it all in one place so that I don't have to recreate it every year. So go ahead and schedule those things out, but also schedule in things like decorating and writing out your cards and shopping and finding the perfect dress, sending out the invitations, party dates, whatever. Schedules fill up so fast this year. The past 2 weekends, I haven't been home, and honestly, I don't have a single free weekend until after the new year, which is crazy. So after I designate my priorities and I put them on the calendar, I prioritize. Um, and I do this with all my goals, business and personal, throughout the year. And I like to keep this calendar on the fridge or a message center so that everyone can know exactly what's going on. If it's important things with your spouse, like company parties or events that you don't want to overbook or something, I like to sync them with our phone calendar so that we both have them, and I also set reminders for a day ahead or a couple days ahead or whatever. All right, so now that you have your list of things, I would really prioritize. Can anything be skipped this year? Can you delegate something? Can you ask somebody else to do something? So priorities and truly just cutting back can save you so much. There's so much stuff that we can do, and we think as busy moms that we have to do all this, and we have to bake, the 12 cookies of Christmas, and we need to make 12 crafts of Christmas, and oh, we still have to make, the sweet potatoes and the cream potatoes. Oh, and we have to make the 8 different pies, but really, truly, that's really not the case if we think about it. So really, delegate anything you can, give up anything that's not truly important, and set limit. That is the third point, and really important, is to set limits. Focus on 2 to 3 things a day, or 2 to 3 things a week if that's what your schedule allows, and learn to say no. It's hard as women. It is so hard to say no. We want to be super mom or super woman, and we want to feel like we can do it all, but the reality is we can't. And I mean, some people are totally gratified by that, but for the most of us, it stresses us out. So if it stresses you out, it's really, shouldn't be that important. So make sure you really truly set limits, delegate where you can, prioritize. And also, very importantly, make sure you're scheduling time for just yourself and for just your family. Additionally, as busy folks already, this season always, of course, adds additional tasks, errands, events, things like that. So I like to take just 10 minutes at the end of my day when the house is quiet, Elizabeth's in bed, and just plan out my next day. And this is the next step in the planning and scheduling thing. So I like to plan out my next day, what needs to be clean, what will we eat, where do we have to go. And honestly, taking those 10 minutes at night saves me so much stress in the morning and gives me less chance of forgetting things. It's kind of like preventative health care, so to speak. The second big topic we're going to quickly cover is creating balance. Again, don't be consumed with being the perfect hostess or creating the most magical holiday that you forget the most important part, which is creating memories and making guests and family feel loved. I mean, just think about it. How many parties have you hosted? Whether they're just dinner parties or full-fledged Christmas parties or whatever, even birthday parties, that you're so busy taking care of each other and getting the food together and, making sure you have all the supplies and everything else that you really don't have time to sit back and enjoy it. That you're not making connections, or, you're not truly letting your friends and family know that you appreciate them being there. Or I know for me that's a big thing. As a perfectionist and somebody with OCD, I want things to be just perfect. I want the house to look just right, and everything has to match, and the food has to be superb. But in the end, I'm so stressed out before they get there, and I can't even enjoy myself. So don't spend so much energy preparing and making sure things are tip-top perfect, that the planning and perfecting takes precedence over the actual creating memories and building those relationships. The first step really is to reset your thinking. I kind of hit on that in the planning step, but really truly let go of anything that isn't necessary. Keep special traditions, of course, but again, delegate where you can, make a list of what needs to be done, etc. And the next thing I encourage you is to scale back. Some things really truly aren't necessary. Retrain yourself to be satisfied with less. Whether it's less holiday decorations that can cause clutter in your home and in your mind. Maybe it's less events to attend, less gifts to buy, get it, whatever. Just think about how it would feel to have less. And in the big scope, very few things are really actually necessary, especially if you're stressing over them more than you're enjoying them. Basically, stick with traditions, delegate other things, or simply say no. Other things that help me create balance in our home and makes me feel like I kind of have things under control and together is meal planning. If you follow me on my blog, you know that I'm pretty big on that. So go ahead and plan out the meals you will have for the rest of the month and maybe even next month if you're feeling froggy. I keep a calendar. It lets us know where or what we're eating that night because this time of year we are going to different places and different parties. So I kind of meal plan around those. And again, if you'd like more ideas, especially for this busy season, I have tons and tons of 10-minute meals and freezer meals that you can prepare way ahead of time just to keep stocked in your freezer to pull out the night before or the morning of to have on hand, and it's already done for you. I also stick to a cleaning schedule. It's really simple, but if you don't have a cleaning service, like I don't have a cleaning service, I highly recommend sticking to some sort of schedule. Write down the activities that need to be done every day, every week, etc. And that way you're not freaking out before everyone shows up for that party on Friday night, or unsuspected guests, neighbors bringing over Christmas presents, or maybe your church still does caroling or whatever. You're not freaking out if an unexpected guest stop by, or so that you're not cramming it all into the couple hours before a party. And lastly, to create balance, you really have to take time out. And I know as moms that this seems truly impossible, but for yourself, for your kids, for your spouse, it is so, so vital. Whether it's going for a walk or going to bed early, take a bubble bath. Like, bubble baths are my time. Do something fun or quiet or whatever it is that refreshes you and allows you to relax. I know it's so much easier said than done, but I truly, truly believe that it should be priority. We can't be good hosts or good parents or even good spouses if we're stressed out and cranky. Plain as that. So make taking time for you a priority. I don't care if it's 10 minutes a week to paint your nails. I mean, you're on Facebook 10 minutes a week, or, whether you give up half an hour after the kids are in bed to soak in a hot bath, whatever it is, to truly calm your brain, gather your thoughts, and refresh yourself. You need that, especially as moms. We need that time to just refocus and to calm down. Parenting is the hardest job ever. And so if we're cranky, they're cranky. So we need time to ourselves. The third main topic tonight, we covered planning, we covered creating balance, and now perhaps the most important is maintaining health. And we kind of talked about this in the last thing about stress, which leads us to this topic. And it is so easy to forget about your health this season with everything else going on. But if you don't take caution now, you will either not be able to enjoy the season because of your health, or you'll surely pay for it come January 1st when all the glitz and glam are over and you're feeling exhausted and ready to lose the holiday pounds and truly get your health back in check. I'm going to encourage you now not to wait another 6 weeks until Christmas is completely over, but start now. Why work extra hard later to work off the mistakes you're making today? Something to think about that. this is key in dieting as well. I think about this all the time. You know, oh, I already ate that. I should just continue having a rough day. I've already screwed up. I should just have a binge day. When in reality, that's one meal. So what? I had chocolate or, a piece of Halloween candy or whatever. That doesn't mean it's a whole bad day. And I'll have to work extra hard tomorrow to work off the mistakes I made today. So it's just not worth it. If you're thinking of resolutions already and weight loss is a goal for next year, truly don't wait till then. Whether you want to lose or just maintain this holiday season, self-awareness and keeping your goals in mind is key. Find substitutions or meal replacements. Find a support buddy to help keep you accountable. Have a good friend or even an online friend or somebody that kind of knows your goals and that you can vent to or go to for encouragement. And think about truly maintaining this holiday season, or if you're like me, to keep on losing weight. I've been losing weight since August, and 6 weeks from now, I'm going to wish that I had kept up with the weight loss. I don't want January 1st to come and be the same weight that I am now when I've actively been losing 2 pounds or so a week. So when it's projected that I could be down another 12 pounds by then, I just don't want to screw that up. You can see here a little bit about my weight loss. And for those that are interested in the plan that I'm on that's allowed me to lose 22 pounds the past few months, you can ask in the questions. I don't really have time tonight to go over my whole plan. That could be a whole nother webinar. So if you are interested, you can just message me privately or something, and I'd be happy to share what's working for me with you. So anyway, really just cautiously watch what you're putting into your body this time of year. All those sweets and treats from your coworker, truth is, it is usually just a taste that we crave and want and are satisfied with. So you don't have to deprive yourself altogether, but you also don't have to eat the entire box, which I'm guilty of from time to time. So really be mindful of how much you're piling on your plate on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Maybe choose your favorites and skip the seconds. It's so easy to eat. I think the average Thanksgiving meal has like 3,000 calories in it, in just that one meal. And if you're like me, you pick the whole time you're cooking it. Why? I don't know. But so just be very mindful. Choose the fruit and healthy options of hors d'oeuvres served at the holiday parties. Choose water more often than the alcohol. You probably already know these things, but truly just keep them in mind. Self-awareness is key. So now let's think about some other things you can do to maintain your health. I am a huge fan of supplementing, especially this time of year when everyone around us is sick. Thankfully, in the past 2 years of supplementing, I have been sick once. Other than that, I haven't had allergies anymore, or sinus infections, or anything like that, or the kidney infections that come from the alcohol and sugary drinks that we get at the holiday parties. I haven't been on a single antibiotic or anything in over 2 years, which is very different than the life before supplementing. Similarly, my daughter has never, and again she's 3.5, had a sick visit to the doctor or gotten the many viruses that plague preschoolers, and that's truly because she supplements. We supplement. I take Vitalizer, which you see there, every single day. It is amazing, and the testimonies from my friends and family that are also taking it with me are just absolutely astonishing. I really think it's a life-saving product. And though it's no surprise since it's manufactured by Shaklee, who's the #1 natural nutrition company. I also take extra vitamin D this time of year to prevent seasonal affective disorder. Some of you may know it as SAD. It helps fight the depression I've always faced this time of year, and it also helps a lot with my joint pain and inflammation. The second thing you can do for your health is keeping up your energy. It's so this year we need it more than ever. Perhaps we need it more now than even in the summer when we're riding bikes with kids or whatever. So the second thing or really the third thing, weight loss and supplementing, is now keeping your energy. Vitalizer keeps me very energetic every day. People are always asking what my secret is, how I do it all, how I, just seem to maintain everything so well. And while I don't do it all, Vitalizer does give me the energy and help me maintain that energy all day so that I can get things done without an energy crash that caffeine provides. But sometimes I do need an extra boost before dinner or before a walk, or just to get me through the evening. I'm in school as well, so it just helps get me through. So I choose this all-natural green tea. I love this stuff. It's kind of my vice. It's not bitter or too sweet. It's just right. You can drink it hot or cold, depending on my mood or the weather. Depends on whether I have it hot or cold. But it really does give me that extra push without the crash later. And again, it's all natural. And this helps with the next tip, which is staying hydrated, and not with the holiday alcohol. If you are dehydrated, chances are you have way less energy, you're crabby, you can sometimes think that it's hunger when it's really thirst, and if you're dehydrated, you just don't think as clear. You really don't. And also, if you're dehydrated, it prevents things from moving, if you know what I mean, which can lead to bloating and many other things. Stress relief can also help your health this time of year as well. This kind of goes back to the planning and creating balance slides that we talked to before. But stress really does play a major, major role on your health. Next, I would really truly encourage you, in order to stay healthy, to be active. Take a break, go for a walk, put on some music and just dance around your living room with your kids. My daughter loves that. My husband thinks I'm nuts, but my daughter loves it, and she laughs, and we just have a good time, and it's so much fun. So you can do that. You can schedule in morning yoga or a video. Just being active, and I'm not saying be active every single day, which doctors and, natural doctors recommend, but being active physically helps clear my head. It keeps me on task for the day, but it also helps reduce stress, and it helps me get much better sleep, which is the last tip of the night and probably the hardest one for us to put into place outside of taking time for ourselves. Any guesses what it is? Sleep. This one is so hard as busy work-at-home mom that I am, and I know for you too, but sleep really is key. At least 7 hours a night, 8 on a good night, but sleep is vital in your health, your stress, and the ability to get things done. Not just getting them done okay, but getting them done efficiently and really good, the best that you can be. So I hope that helps. And that is pretty much it for me tonight. I just wanted to really quickly share some things in less than 30 minutes. Again, I know that you were all super busy moms. If you would, and again, that your time is valuable. I will go over any questions that you have. It looks like we have a few here that have come in. So I will go over any questions that you have through email. And since we don't really have a lot of time, if you do have more questions, or want to know more, or want me to go more in depth with something, or just to coach you, however, feel free to contact me at any time. You can see my email address right there on the screen. And I wish you the happiest and healthiest holiday season. Thank you so much for being on tonight, guys. I really appreciate it.